money, Benny. This shit got me in my feelings. Gotta be real with it. Yeah. Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me, 'cause I want you.
Hi everybody, it's a Thursday once again and welcome to the Marilyn show. We are right at the end of August and South Africa has been celebrating women from all different walks of life. Today is such a day. We have an amazing woman right here with me. She's a journalist by profession, has 3 amazing children, and this woman has had amazing triumphs in her life, but yet they were also met with challenges. Can you help me welcome Miss Selomi Mahlatsi? How are you, girl?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good.
Good. Thanks for having me on the show.
It's a pleasure. So tell me, here you are, you grew up in Bloemfontein. At the age of 16, you're at school, having an ordinary life like everybody else. But something happens. Your life takes a turn like that. Can you tell us about that?
Okay, I'm 15 years old. I'm being raised by 2 parents that basically Christian. They're Christian. They pastor sister in the church. And, our values was to basically uphold that Christianity. And, my father was very strict. He was very strict, and if you had to do Sunday school or even the church service, you had to stay behind, and if you don't, you get a hiding. And if you don't remember what the pastor said, you get a hiding. So that's how strict my father was. So I was a very good girl.
The good church girl.
I was a good church girl. I mean, I used to go out having fun and clubbing, but my parents didn't know about it. They didn't know about it. So yeah, at the time I had, there was a guy, he was a boyfriend that I met, and we used to hang out together. And on this particular one day, as we were, just taking a stroll coming from the shops, it's me, him, and another 2 friends of mine. We were walking the street, and as we approaching the mall, here's this guy sitting outside a bakkie, about 8 of them, and this guy approaches me, and I don't know the guy.
While you're walking with the boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay.
And the guy's like, hey, Web, can you come here? I want to speak to you. I'm like, who's this now? And why is he calling me like this? No, I want to speak to you now, please. I know you very well. I know your brothers. Your name is Selomi. I'm like, oh, he knows my name. Okay. And I felt a bit threatened by his approach. So I said to my boyfriend, can I just have a word with this guy? Because I was also now trying to protect my boyfriend at the same time. So we stepped away about 5 meters away from where my boyfriend and his other friends were chilling. So they continued talking, and we're standing there, and this guy is saying to me, I'm like, okay, so from where do you know me? He's like, no, I know your brothers. I know you're a good girl. And I'm like, okay, I've been watching you. And I asked him from where, and he's like, no, I've been watching you. I want you to know that from now onwards you're my girlfriend.
Wow, just like that?
Just like that. And I was like, okay, your girlfriend? Is this guy for real? Girlfriend? And he said to me, you know what, I don't want to start any trouble, but from now onwards you must just know that you're mine.
Wow.
And if you don't abide by that, I will show this guy that you're with flames, because I know you're dating him.
Interesting. So then what happens after that?
What happens after that is I'm scared for my life. I'm scared for my boyfriend's life. But my boyfriend could hear what was being said. And my boyfriend went back home. Apparently this guy has always been well known. I don't know him. But my boyfriend went to talk to his cousin. And his cousin told him, you know what, this guy is dangerous. You need to stay away from that woman. And I was like, okay. I phoned my boyfriend, and he broke up with me over the phone. you told me that no, I can't be with you. That guy that came to you, my cousin want me. I need to stay far away from you.
So who's this guy? Tell us about this guy that took you away from your boyfriend.
His name is Gayton Mckenzie. He's an ex-convict. Yes, he's also now a motivational speaker, and he's wrote a couple of books. And yeah, he's doing well for himself.
But before he did well for himself, how did your life change from that minute when you met him and he declared that you were now his girlfriend?
Well, he didn't give me a choice, because this guy would follow me around and he would tell me that after school, you must just know I'll be waiting for you by the gate. And he actually did that with his gang. I was scared of him at first, and he did that almost every time.
Sure.
So I was then forced to just take this guy on, because people started distancing themselves from me, especially guys. It wasn't a nice, experience. But then again, I was young.
Yeah.
I didn't want to speak out about it, because I was scared to create havoc. Because if I had to tell my brothers or my family, hey, I'm being threatened into a relationship, it would have caused chaos. And I didn't want any one of my family to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? So when my boyfriend also broke up with me, I, eventually, accepted it. I accepted it because I also wanted to protect him at the same time. Yeah, I eventually, as the years went by, I ended up falling in love with him.
Did you fall in love with him, or did you learn to fall in love with him because you realized that you didn't have a choice?
Well, I had to learn to fall in love with this guy, because there was no attraction from henceforth, from the beginning. I mean, I didn't even notice him. I didn't know him, So yeah, I mean, when you meet somebody, there must be some sort of attraction and what for you to fall in love, to be in love with them. But I had to learn to fall in love with this guy over a period of time.
Okay, so this Gayton Mckenzie, he was a gangster.
Yes.
Okay.
But I didn't know at the time that he was a gangster.
Yeah. And then while you're in that relationship, was there any life-threatening situations in your life? Or like what exactly transpired in your life when you met up with this guy?
Well, when the first time, there was a time we went out clubbing. And as we got to the club, some guy was, that was before I knew who Gayton really was. I was just now dating this guy because he looked proper, we went to the club, it was, it was full, and a guy grabbed my ass.
Wrong move.
Some guy grabbed my ass. And I looked back because we were going up the steps. Now there was a lot of people coming up, And I was like, who grabbed my bloody ass?
Oh, you're a gangster girl now.
Who grabbed my ass? And then he heard. And he just turned around and started beating up this guy. And there was like a gangster fight.
Oh no.
There was a gangster fight and I was like, oh my God, what happened?
So that's the first time you see him being physical and violent.
Yes. And then his voice started kicking in. I always ask myself, why is he hanging out with such a lot of guys? Like, you have friends, but there's always a group. And these guys also didn't look dodgy at all.
Wow.
They didn't.
Clean.
Yeah, they look clean. So yeah, it was just one of those, and that was my first experience of seeing who this person really is.
Now you told me about that there's a time when he came to your house and he was carrying this big bag. What was in that big bag?
That was now my in-depth encounter to see who this person really is. He came to the house with a bag and he was like, when the person you've been running, like short of breath. And I'm like, what's happening? He's like, no, close the door. And I closed the door, my bedroom door, And I was like, what is in the bag? Because it was one of those big sports bags.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, there's money in there. And I want you to stash it for me. Keep it here. And I will come back for that money.
And you're 16 at that time.
Yes. No, I'm, by that time, yes.
15, 10, 16.
Yes, turning 16. I think I was already 16 because it's now a year, so to say, that we're dating now. Yeah. So, yeah, I was scared to open the bag because I thought maybe there's a snake in there. And then he zipped up the bag, opened the bag, and boom! Money that I've never seen in my entire life before. A bag filled with paper money. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? You know? And he's like, I just came from a mission. And I'm like, what kind of mission? No, a mission, a hustling mission, me and my boys. So I need to keep this on the low, and I'll come and see you maybe later or a day after, just for everything to calm down.
To calm down,
yes.
Yeah.
So my mother used to be a seamstress. We had boxes and big boxes, and we took out the curtains out of those boxes and the material, and we put the money in there, and we put everything nicely packed. On he left. My sister was staying in the back room, but she saw him walking in with a bag. My late sister. And that was just the time when my mother got back from work. And they cornered me in the bedroom. What was Gayton doing here? What is that bag that he had in his hand? And he looked like he was like, he was in a rush. I was like, no, it's a bag filled with money. He said they went to hit some place, and yeah, it's the money that they got off that, and they haven't counted it yet. So, but he's just leaving it here. He'll come back when everything is cooled down. And then my sister's like, take out that bag. I want to see what is in there. I was like, no, you can't touch that. And she's like, no, I'm gonna take it out myself. Where did you stash it? I'm like, no, in there. And my mother was also there. They opened up the box, they took everything out, and boom, there's the bag. And they were like, oh
my God,
what happened? And my mother's like, when people standing there and they're thinking
to take
or not to take. And my mother's like, I know that they didn't count this money, so I need to pay the water and the electricity.
You go, girl.
I need to buy grocery in the house, that kind of thing. And I looked at them like, no, you can't. And my sister said, yeah, no, they didn't count this money. We're taking. My mother took like 3,000 rand, which is a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
My sister took also her cut. And they're like, are you not taking a cut? I'm like, I'm not touching that money. I wasn't in a relationship for things that I didn't know he had. So it's not like this guy I knew he had money, because he didn't look like a guy that had money, but he always had cash on him for movies, videos, I never saw big money on him. And that wasn't an attraction at all. Just wanted to make that clear. So yeah, then I got exposed to this, and my mother, sister took the money, nothing, when he came, he didn't even know there was money gone, and I kept quiet because I was scared I was going to shoot or kill my mother. Or
now he knows.
So yeah, so that was what happened with the bag of money. He came then after a couple of days and took the money.
And then you are at home once again with your father this time, and there's some commotion happening outside. Tell me about that.
I am doing my homework, and my father's sitting in the living room. My father was a traffic officer. He used to be a policeman as well. And we just had helicopters in the area. It was like there was some havoc. Like something big was happening. But we couldn't put our fingers on it. And funny enough, this helicopter was more so
right above your house.
Yes. And we saw guys, these guys with their SWAT team. You've seen those big vans, 4x4s, black ones. And they were black, big guys, white guys. They were rolling and crawling into our yard like soldiers do with AK-47s. And my father saw this because my father saw this because now he was like, hey, what's happening?
What's happening?
You know? And my father then gets up and is like, what's going on? What are you guys looking for? Who are you looking for? And they were like, yes, where's Gayton Mckenzie? Where's Gayton Mckenzie? And I heard in the back door, you know, they're looking for Gayton. And my father said, no, I don't know, but my daughter's here. You can ask her.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, they asked me and I was like, I don't know where Gayton is. I haven't seen him.
Did you know where he was?
No, I didn't. Because I haven't seen him for like a day. So I became worried. Why would these guys be looking for this guy? They must have done something big. And then these guys left when they searched the house. They left. And then after that, I met Gayton. No, it was before I met Gayton. A friend of mine came to our house and she was like, Selomi, did you hear the police are looking for Gayton in his guys? And I'm like, what did they do? No, apparently they went and they hijacked there's a hall where some of the pension people, old age people would go and get their money from the monthly payments, and they went to rob that place.
No way.
And this place, the hall, is quite big because it was accommodating all the people in the community, or old age people in that community, which was big. It's called Heidedal. And I think some people from the location also used to come there to get their money. So I'm thinking, roughly just over $1 million.
That's how much you think they took?
Yes. Because it was big.
Oh my goodness.
It was big.
So now how are you feeling? He's 16 years old. This is too much drama. Your father is a pastor. Not only is he a pastor, he's a policeman. And you're a pastor's kid. And people know you're dating a gangster. I mean, how are you feeling at that point?
Oh my gosh. I was scared for my life at times because at that particular moment, we are now 3 years into the relationship, and because I've seen money before and now I'm seeing this, I'm hearing all of this, I was just like, what did I get myself into? But for me, there was no escape. There was no escape because it took over my entire life. I had no freedom. Like in terms of, guys were scared to talk to me, even approach me. Because Gayton always had, and I didn't even know it, he always had somebody watching me. And how did I know this? Like, he would come in the afternoons and ask me, so how was your day? Where did you go? And I would tell him. Sometimes if I didn't want him to know, I would maybe lie. And like, no, don't lie to me. I know where you were. You were here and you were there. Why are you lying to me? How did you know? Obviously somebody's watching and gave him the information.
Now, this is the part that I believe got him into jail. He was sentenced for, give or take, 10 years, am I right?
Yeah, but just before that, this incident, there was 3 incidences. Then there was incidents with the jewelry.
Okay.
He came back home and he had a big bag of filled with jewelry. And my sister and her boyfriend was there, and they were like, it was also one of those, keep this here, I'm coming back for it.
So now you're used to this life.
Exactly. And I open it, it's jewelry this time. So my sister's like, you know what? I'm going to help myself to this. She took all different colors of watches, chains, and she's like, oh, Ernest, here you go. Here's yours. You know, you won't even know that we took. And I never touched the stuff. I never touched it. Always when he comes, he would say to me, okay, this is for you.
So you would basically wait for him to give you your share.
Not really a share. It wasn't really a share. He wasn't obligated to give me anything. I was just holding the bag for him. I I wasn't interested.
Well,
in
if
those
my
things.
life is threatened, he's obligated to give it to me.
Well,
I would
but
take
It
it.
didn't mean anything to me. I was scared.
Well, I guess I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I was just scared to touch it. I'm a pastor's child, for goodness sake. And I mean, this is obviously illegal. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to have a part of it without, if he had to come to me and say, take this, yes, then I would take.
Okay.
Even the jewelry. He would come and say, you can choose what you want here. So can you see that somehow, some way, I got used to it. I got used to it and I started accepting that this guy, this is his life, this is his hustle.
Okay, so Gayton Mckenzie, your boyfriend, now he's in jail. How does that make you feel, and what was life for you after that?
Well, I was pretty much embarrassed. It was like one of those low moments. My boyfriend has gone to jail and everybody knows him and everybody knows that he's my boyfriend, because we were the couple, and I was embarrassed, so I kept a low profile. I visited him a couple of times, and on this particular day, my visit, he said to me, you know what, I want you, when you come and see me next week, this is what I want you to do. The guy that stays next door to where you're staying, he's got a parcel for me. I've already contacted the guy and the parcel is ready. So all you need to do is just go to him and say, Gayton sent you to fetch the parcel. And I asked, what is it? And he said to me, no, this, it's actually pills. So I thought it was medication. But then when he told me that, no, these pills, I want you to bring them in a specific way.
So it's confusing.
It was like, okay, what kind of pills are these? And I didn't know that the guy that stayed next door to us was a drug lord.
Really?
I didn't know. But let me tell you, how did I find out? So now what happens is, the guy gives me the pills. Gayton tells me, this is what you need to do. Go buy a pack of biscuits. And this packet is sealed with purple a plastic bag. What you need to do is open it nicely with a blade, take out some of the biscuits. He gave me about 15 pills. Take out the biscuits themselves, grind a hole at the back of the biscuit, put the pill in there, each pill in a different biscuit, and then seal it off with a clear sellotape so that the pill sticks. And in this pack, there's about 40 odd biscuits in there. I've got about 50 pills. So what's the odds of it being seen? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I do exactly what I was instructed to do.
Are you not scared?
I'm scared, but I'm also not scared because what will I be scared of? Because I don't know what is in that. What are these things? And why should they be hidden? But I'm also naive.
Yeah.
I'm also naive. Because I've never been exposed to that life. You understand?
Yeah.
So I got everything packed and sealed and then went to school. I went to school that day in my school uniform. First break, I bunked class. I just waited, check the coast. There,
Big slides.
And then big slides are there. Big slides are because now I need to go and take these things, Yeah. And I managed to get there and people are looking at me like, this child, it's like 10 o'clock, 10:30, she's in the school uniform. Where is she going? In the taxi, boom. I go to Groot Vlei prison. And got there with my school uniform on. I'm the only school child. People are looking at me funny, but I'm not. It's like I'm blocking everything out.
Yeah.
Because this is a mission that needs to be accomplished. This is my man. I mean, anything he asked from me, I would.
You've got to do it.
I used to do everything for him, and got there, went through the security checks. I knew what was in that bag, but I just didn't. I act so calm and relaxed.
And you went through?
I went through, walked with the packet, got to the visitor where the visitor sits and waited for them to call his name and who's coming to visit Gayton Mckenzie. I went in, and then there was this small window where he asked, "Did you get the stuff?" And I said yes, and he's like, "Okay, you can give it to me." And then I gave it to one of the prison warders. He handed it over to him, and we went back into our cubicle where we talk over the phone. And this was the moment when he actually tells me what was the pills for. And I asked, "Okay, what's this pills? What are you going to use it for?" And he said, "No, those are drugs."
So that's when you woke up to the realization of what you had done.
Marilyn, it was like I was dreaming. It was like, why would you put me through this? Why would you risk my career like this? By not telling me that I'm carrying drugs to prison. If I had to get caught, I was going to go to jail. Was I prepared to give my whole life up for Gayton Mckenzie? I don't know. If I knew, would I have cancelled?
Wow. Turning point? Was that your turning point?
For me, that was my turning point. I realized that this guy does not really have my best interest at heart. And that it was very selfish of him to have put me through that. And it was a wake-up call. It was a wake-up call.
Your father, did he ever find out?
Eventually he did.
Well, good for you, because I was going to say, if he didn't, he's going to know now.
Eventually he did. Everybody knew that this was what happened.
And then fast forward, Gayton Mckenzie is released. He comes out, he's now a superhero, he's writing a book, and you happen to be in that book. Did you know about it?
I didn't know that he wrote a book. I just heard people yapping around telling me that, hey, Gayton wrote a book. And I was like, oh, okay. And they were like, you actually in that book. You wrote about his life with you in that book. Because his first car he bought from my father.
Keeping it in the family, hey?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It's a wild story, I know.
Okay, Selomi, you are a mother now, 3 children down the line. God forbid if your kids had to get into that, or rather, let me say, are you not afraid as a mother in the society that we live in, should your children find themselves lost? How would you handle that situation?
I will pick it up because I've been there before. I will pick it up.
So what advice do you have for young women out there who are watching right now?
I would just like to inspire them, by saying that just know that your past can never define who you are. It is how you move forward. You change your mindset. And you keep in your lane and you stay focused. And it's a turning point where you're telling yourself that I'm better than this. I was never like this, but I'm better than this. And you take it from there and you move on.
Oh, thank you, Selomi. That was my lovely friend, Selomi. So right now, guys, as we come to the end of celebrating Women's Month, I just want to say to every woman out there, take care of yourself. Value yourself. Remember, you only have one life to live. Don't let any man or anybody for that matter out there destroy your future. You owe men nothing but love. And I have nothing but love for you guys. See you Thursday.
Trap, money, penny.